Looks grim out there. Right, welcome to Lockdown Workshop. We're in the gimbal, so the thing's probably going to go nuts in a minute anyway. Right, let's have a look, see what we've got going on. So this one's first up on the rack. We have got other bikes in, but predominantly this one's just going to be a quick one because they're reporting issues with the derailleur and it's clunking gears. They've already said that they dropped the bike on its side and it bent the hanger, but they thought they'd straightened it. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's still a little bit bent that way and it's a little bit bent that way, so we'll get the tool on it. It's got a few other issues as well. I did notice that the when I did the M-check on it, that the brakes are pushing the disc to one side, front and rear. So they want centering up. Their cable baseball bearing style manual disc brakes, not hydraulic. And there's something going on with this front derailleur as well. It's soggy as anything, but yeah, it doesn't appear to be wanting to come down off there. So we'll have to see what we do with that. Just so you know, we've got a couple of other bikes in, so I've had no bikes for months on end, apart from the ones that Jerry hasn't collected, and then Jerry came and collected a bike and deposited that baby there. I don't know if I can't see what the camera's looking at. Oh, she's having a fit. Right, that one there, so that's a Bordini, and loitering over the other side of there next to my turbo bike, you can just see its horns next to Jerry's. That's Diane's Liv as well. She's having problems with the battery charging on her thing. We've had a chat this morning. I don't think it is that. I think she was misinterpreting the message she was getting on her Garmin. So we'll have a look at that, and we'll do that'll be a separate video, probably quite a short one, only 15 minutes long. But I'm getting a bit sick of turning out these sort of massively long videos. So some of these videos you might get might only be 20 minutes long now. Right, so we'll tear into this one. I'll get you in the stand. We'll put the gimbal down, and off we go. Can we do anything fancy with the gimbal? I don't know if we can do it anymore, can we? And then we go. That's better. Nope. Oh, she's not going to fit. Ooh, screen's gone off. Now she's having a fit. Yeah, I think this gimbal's having a right old. Come on. Tick, 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 tick. Right. Anyway, let's put the gimbal out of its misery. I think he wants sorting out again. Ooh. Boom. Right. Back in the room. So what we're going to do first? Let's do this one first. So I'm going to move you, which I should have done already, and point you down there and just make sure that that looks okay. And I haven't got preview enabled on here, so that's really shit, even though it should do, because I've got... No, we haven't. Oh, we'll have to go off the top. I think that's it. Put my finger on it. Yep, sorry. I'm trying to use the screen. The light's not very good. It's a black thing with a black background and everything's... Yeah, we could probably put it somewhere better. Right, let's have a look. So let's pop this off and then we'll see how bad that is. I've got a slight concern that there's a bit of a wobble going on the wheel. Right, so I think actually the first thing we need to do is let's get that wheel in the truing frame. So let's explain a little bit more about that. So the gears are a bit shonky. It's doing a double skip down there. They're not quite lined up, and it's usually in the middle of the block. If you get a problem with it skipping in the middle of the block and it's okay at the top or the bottom, it's usually your hanger. Or if it's perfect at the top and then you might find you can't get the bottom or something like that, though, it'll be out, right? And it's usually manifests itself in the middle of the cassette range. So what you need is one of these. Fancy gadget. What this does is this has got the extra bit on that allows you to line up the other bits. you can use it on your handlebars to make sure your horns of your brake levers are at the same height. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to unscrew that, we're going to drop this onto it, and then we're going to use this piece here, which will be bolted in place, and you can move it out of the way up or down. Ideally you want to take the tyre off, because then you can just keep bringing it back in, but otherwise you have to put it like in the middle, and then you might have to move it out the way. So what you do is you put an elastic band. I'm not explaining this very well, am I? Mark it on a point, put the elastic band on the back of it like I've got there, and then you can pretty much move it to a position, right? And move it out the way as you take it past those, and then drop it back in to see how far away it is from the ring. The idea is it should touch the rim all the way round if that's straight. It won't do that if that's bent, and you won't do that if the tyre, if the wheel's got a problem with it. So this has got a little bit of a fluctuation to it. So it's not much, but if we're gonna do it, let's do it anyway, and let's get the wheel out and let's do it properly, shall we say. Actually, what we'll do first is let's just drop this down there. Drop that down there a little bit and just pop that out of the way. It's covered in oil because it's not waxed, and we'll get that over here now. Trying a slightly different angle for you this time. Dog's asleep. Right, so I've set it up, the fingers are just about on. What you need to do is try and pick the side that's most in. So I'm seeing now that it's touching there on this side. It's not. And then right, it's touching there. It's around about the Maverick side, it's touching. So we need to pull it over. Kind of starts touching about there, stops touching about there. So it's these two spokes here. So first what we'll do, about the same tension, so we're just going to slack off a little bit out of one of these. Right, and we're just going to take up a little bit in these. Now I'm watching the muck on the spokes, that's why I've not cleaned them, because I can see right, so that's still not enough, it still needs to go over a little bit more. So turn, so we don't excessively tighten this spoke, because it was about the same as the other one. We're just going to do it again. What I'm more bothered about is not what this one's doing, it's what this one's doing. Don't know what that clunking noise is. Right, we seem to have moved it round a little bit more around here now, so oh yeah, that one's quite loose. Slacken off. I think there's a bit of muck on the rim. Yeah, it's there. Oh, there's a big chunk. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a lump of muck. I thought I could hear something. I didn't know what it was. Right, I think we're almost kind of... bit more on this one. So always chase the one that's the least. So the out was least on this side. So you go for the one that's got the shortest distance. Because what you'll tend to find is you correct that and it affects the rest of the wheel anyway. Whereas if you go after one of the others, even if it looks worse, but it's over a longer distance, go for the one that's over the shortest distance first, because adjusting that might pull the other one back in anyway. Right, still a little bit out. Just for good measure, we'll just take that one in a bit more as well. Right, so now the shortest part is on this side. It's got a good touch all the way round. Oh, actually no, it's still pulling off there, so we just need to, that's a completely different place as well, so let's just pull that one in. Slacken that one off slightly. So this one's just a little bit tweaking on this. Oh yeah, that one felt slack. A few more. Yeah, that's it, perfect. Now we're sort of less than half a mil, so that's perfectly acceptable. Right, let's get this lobbed in. Right. Oh, I thought that was an 8. I know it's a 6. Temu spanners. Oh, it's a 10. Oh, that's interesting. Normally that's a 6, he says. Could be completely wrong. No doubt I'm going to get absolutely spanned in the comment section now for that one. Temu specials. Might see if they do some bar sockets as well. Oh, that feels a bit crunchy. I hope it's not been cross-threaded, because oh dear, no, oh dear, that might have been cross-threaded. Oh, just feels a little bit tight. Oh, feels a little bit tight. Yeah, I think we might have been better with it on the bigger ring as well. Who knows? Well, we'll find out in a minute anyway, because we're dropping the tool off. You don't need to do anything more with the than that with the derailleur. So we'll find out fairly quickly if that thread's buggered, because this, oh no, that's fine. Might have had some might have had some thread lock on it. Yep, I think it did. All right, so get that on, make sure it's good and tight. You can put something on there to make sure it stays in the... I'm not entirely sure what that screw's there for, to be honest. Anyway. Right, so wheel axle's there, pivot point's there, so I can set it to there and fasten it to here, but then by the time I get over here, it's going to be in completely the wrong place. But what should remain the same is that. So what we'll do first is let's do the parameters that we can control. So we'll just... So we'll put that in there. So I've fastened it down. I'm going to shove the rubbers up the back of it. So even if, once we've moved it out of the way, we can go all the way over and then up. And you can see there, let's just get you so you can see everything. So that was touching down the bottom and I've got a finger's width in there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give it a bit of... So what that will have also done is it will now have moved it out down there. So we do the same again. Now I might have gone too far this time. So we'll just lightly touch it. It's not the most accurate, and some people moan about these, but there is a lot of play. See, we appear to have gone way too far now. You need to go halfway, basically, and I went a little bit too far. So we'll just touch down. And then we'll go back up. Now we're getting closer. So again, just a little bit of a tweak. So it's halfway from where we were before. And now we're about the same at the top and the bottom, roughly. I can get really, right, so that's near enough, right? So now what we need to do is we need to do it this way as well, because it could be bent in that plane. So we're just gonna wang that through there. Now this is the one where I will definitely need to slacken that off, pull that out, set my rubber things, because I need to go around there, push it back to there, clamp that back up again. Right, so we need to come out halfway on that one. Now I've got to be careful I don't do that again, put it off in that plane. So right, so that's not a million miles away. So we'll just fasten that up, shove the rubbers back down again. So it'd be good if you could just slide it off the top, but you can't. So we need to undo that, slide that out of the way, over the top, push that back in again, wang it all the way around there, and I think we've cracked it. Right, so we just need to check this plane again, and we should be the same in all of them now, and perfect. So that is now straight. That's how you do that. So just in case you're wondering, right, we are there, we are there, we are there. You can hear it touching it, slacken it off, slide it out of the way, push it back in again, gently tighten it up and just touching it. So that's it, straight. Hopefully that should have now fixed the gear problem. The only thing I've got to do is work out how to get that on there. Now the tip I'll give you is, before you took the derailleur out of the way, make sure it's on the little ring on the front, because that makes life a lot more easy for you. Little ring on the back, little ring on the front, or even big ring on the back. No, little ring on the front. So we'll try and pretend to be a... It's weird. Oh, it is on the little ring. Weird. I thought that would have given me more, should have given me more chain slack, to be honest. Right. Let me... Oofa doofa. So the problem is there's a spring in here, and that's the B stop screw, and you've got to get that above the clamp. That's a lot better now. That's going in. I think I might have had it dragging on the B screw. Make sure it's done up well, because nobody wants this bloody thing coming off. Just don't over tighten it, because it's a soft metal it's designed to be. Make sure that goes back and it's not stuck under there. Right then, let's bring you back and we'll see if we fit. Right, so first things first, and you'll probably see what the other problem is now, is that doesn't go up very well. Right, so let's see what we're doing. So, oh well, that's better. It wasn't doing that before. Right, so immediately I can see we've got a problem there. Right, so it's not going up off the first take up, so we need to wind that out a tad. Let me just, yeah, that's slack. Let's see how far out it is. Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, it's moving now. Quite big adjustments to start off with. Right, that's nearly there now, so smaller adjustment this time. Still needs a bit more. Nope, still not right. So always go back down to the bottom gear, so you know you're getting consistency through the gears. One. Nope, still not right. That's better. Now, it's going up, you need to make sure it's coming down. We're not getting any drags, any hesitation, no. So we can probably go up a little bit more. Sawers are notoriously difficult to trim. So I'm just going to put a little bit more in that one, but not much. We'll try that again. Right, let's drop it down. I'll just check it's working on this. A little bit more hesitation with, but that's fine. Good. Right, leave it in the middle. We've now got to address the front. Right, so one thing I haven't done as part of the M check, it was the only thing I didn't do, but it should be okay because I think we've done this recently. Is just check the chain, that's fine. No, loads of wear in there. No, loads of life left in there. I think that's fine. So now we've got a problem with this one. So I'll just bring you up to the front. I'm liking this. I'm on the GoPro again, so it's quite good this. I do like it. I'm just trying to get the tripod to behave a little bit better. Right, so you're looking at that now. So we've got a few things that are going wrong in here. When this is set up and you've got no cable in it, this edge here should be level with the teeth, and it's not. I would say it's 3 or 4 mil this way. That's no good. Now it could be an argument that it's the cable that's pulling it and it's the adjuster that's wrong, but as you can see that is sloppy as anything. So first thing we need to do is make some adjustments to that. I'll just find myself a screwdriver, which I should have already prepared, but I didn't think that far ahead. I can't find a screwdriver. Why can I never find it? Oh, I've got one. That'll do. It's a posi, not a Phillips, and it really needs a Phillips. Right, I'm just going to have a quick peek inside and see which one. I think it's the back one. So if I undo that, it should start moving. Yep. So I'm looking to get it so it's roughly, it looks like we might have got bent, to be honest. So it's roughly in line with it. That's a little bit over, but from experience, I know these sawers are a bit of a bugger for this. So let's feel how tight that is. That's fine. Doesn't have to be tight, this. you'll find out. Right, so let's put it back up into. You might find that it's not drag. Oh, it is still dragging. That's a bit of a revelation. Right, let's get it halfway down because that's the best place to be. Maybe not that far down. That's the best place to be doing to test this. So, right, that's taking up a lot better now. Now the problem we had with this was when I was releasing it, it was going straight down. And now that's the trim position and that's full down. That's how it should work. So that's all the way down. I can take a little bit of trim if I need. Actually, no, that was the half up. Oh, right, now what we've got is it's going the other way. It's got too far. So we now need to adjust that one to stop it going that far. And maybe take a little bit out of there. So we need to have a little bit of slack left in it so you can push it up. So I should feel it moving. That's it, we're just on it now. So I can go up to it, but I can't go over it. Right, so I should still have a trim, that's your trim position. I can still actually need to take a bit more out. Well, I can still put it back in. I want to get it so I can just get the trim position, I can just get the highest position for it. Right, that should be okay now. So if I let the trim position and down, there we go, all good. And it shouldn't be able to push it off. There you go. Trim, back down. Perfect. That's it. And off. So that trim position, right, that's for when you're going up and you're up there. If it starts to drag, you can take a little bit out of it. Now I actually think that's going a bit high. So I think we could probably take a bit out of that on the cable adjustment and let it go a little bit lower. So that was me not pushing on it properly. I think that's all right. So it should stop grinding once you get down to about the third one. That's it, third gear change down, it's just about stopped. Could probably take a little bit out of it. There you go. I think that's about right now. That's it. Lovely. Right. We'll give it just a little bit more, just to make it feel a bit nicer when you're putting it up, so you don't feel like you're hitting a hard stop. Just make sure it doesn't take it out. That's better, that felt a lot better. Yep, good. Right, so we fixed that. Gears are going good. Right, let's have a look at these brakes. Right, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I will try and do it. Right, so what you should be seeing there is, one, there's an excessive amount of travel on this back brake. And the other thing you should be able to see is that just pushing that disc over a little bit. Actually, it's not that bad now. I did have a little play with it. Yeah, there's a little bit of movement there, but not much. So actually this back one's not adjusted that bad, it's the front one that's worse. The idea is with these is you wind that pad, that inner pad that's nearer to the spokes in until it's just grazing on the disc, and then you adjust this one to go in further. Now we do need to adjust this one to go in further because it's there's an excessive amount of play on this. So we're just going to take that in a bit and make it a little bit more. There's a part of me that says I ought to get them pads out and have a look at them, because I can't see the back of the pad. Right, let me move you out of the way. I'm just going to drop them pads out and have a look at them. I can't see the pad backing, so what I might be looking at is actually the actual back of the pad and not the binding surface. No, they look fine. I've just had the torch in. I've just checked the ones on the front. They look okay. So I think we just move on to the one at the front now. You'll have to excuse me. I'm using your leg to rest the wheel on. I think it's a 5. Is it a 5? Yep, that's it. Adjust in. So if you look at this one, you should see that there's a big gap on that side. Right, it's really pushing that disc across. There's probably a good 1.5 mm gap. So one thing we need to do first is wind this in a little bit, because it's a bit too, so I can see some daylight on that side. Right, I've now got some daylight, which is what I'm after. Oops, wrong way. Let's put it back a bit. We're a little bit close. Right, that's better. Right. Right, now what we need to do is just wind this in a couple of clicks, so that when we put this on, it doesn't push that disc across, because all that's going to happen is you're going to wear one pad out on one side. Now that's touching it, so usually you only want one click. Right, that's one click, and I can still just about see daylight, and the idea is you want the same on, almost the same on both sides. So that feels nice and tight now. Perfect. Oops, try not to rub it against you. Yep. And are we seeing a massive amount of movement? You're going to get some because they're not self-centering like this, but that's a lot less movement, so that's a lot better. Cool. Right, I think we've sorted that. I think this one can go back. Right, so that wraps this one up. That was an easy one, wasn't it? Boardman comp, aluminium frame, gravel bike. Yeah, I'd call it a gravel bike. Bent hanger, we've straightened that out. I'd already had a look before we started the video to make sure it wasn't cracked or anything, and it was just slightly out. I think they'd had to go and straighten it themselves, but it was more, as you saw, it was quite out, quite a long way that way as well as that way. So it was in two planes like that, which is normally what happens. If you hit them there, it's going to bend it that way, and it's going to bend it that way, because that's going to want to go that way when it gets hit, which will bend it that way. But equally, because you're pushing force on it, it's going to take the hanger down a bit, which is exactly what's happened. So gears are running fine now. We fixed the problem with the front that they also didn't mention that they'd got, but that's sorted out now as well. I don't know if somebody's been fiddling with that, but that's I think they bought it second-hand, this one. I do seem to remember it had shown signs that somebody had had to go at doing something themselves on it. Just nip that one up, I forgot to do it. Same with that one, before we get carried away. So I think I just tidied it up last time. Not a bad bike actually, perfect for a gravel bike. It's got very entry levels gears on it. It's obviously sorer, but if you're not mountain bike, if you're gravel biking anyway, and you know it's not your main thing, don't spend a fortune on a group set, because it's going to get absolutely mullered, especially if you haven't got as much talent as you think you have. They're going to take some hits. not a massive fan of mechanical disc brakes, but in some instances they can be, you know, as good as disc brakes, hydraulic disc brakes. So it takes your pick. I think the weakest point on it is this FSA crank. These Vero cranks. They used to put them on Planet X bikes as well, and it's because it uses a square centre bottom bracket, and they're just notoriously bad for failing. So if I was going to do any upgrade on this, I'd probably recommend that you went to a Holotech crank, probably a road style crank. What are up with you? Oh, your battery's dead. Right, we're going to have to be fairly quick. Battery's gone. Anyway, like and subscribe. Job's a good one.